Good afternoon on this sunny day. Oh my, look at that. Beautiful blue skies, puffy white clouds. How's everybody doing today? I'll just say a quick hello. I take a little walk today. So I'm going to get back to our 30 days of habits for happiness and talk about the next one, which is be patient. I think that's a tough one for a lot of people, and I used to have great difficulty with that one because I wanted everything yesterday. I wanted everything done yesterday. I wanted to do everything yesterday. I wanted to get things accomplished. I was very driven in many respects, in many ways. Hey Jonathan, you hanging on Facebook all day, boy? I always wanted to make things happen. Like, that's just my nature. I'll listen to some birds. I'll stop for a second here. I think you can hear the birds cheeping. And there's water flowing down there. It's kind of nice. So being patient is a lot of work. But once you are, I'm going to use it as an is kind of a thing. It's wonderful because you don't get too concerned about how long anything takes anymore. So once I realized that everything happens in its own time and in its own place, and as I mentioned on one of my earlier videos, that time is a man-made concept or thing, that you really don't have any time that is gone or wasted, especially if you're doing stuff that is dreaming, like yesterday's talk about dreaming big. Hi Erla, hi Joy. I think that's what's really nice is that if you're dreaming, that's very productive time in the world of the Creator and spirit and spiritualism. So it's kind of nice that we have the ability to have extra time right now to do certain things. And if you're not watching a clock, you probably had this experience where it seemed like when you were busy doing something and you were very focused and very involved in it, like the time just flew by. And then other times in your life when you are concerned about something or something happening, that impatience gets in there and it seems like an hour is a day. It just takes so long. But it's true that time does not really exist. It's a man-made thing. And it was to help man, I think, pretty much. My guess is that it was to help men try to have some control over their own days and their own evenings and their own lives as life happened. And I was watching a really cool documentary on it not that long ago. I was, I think, on a PBS station. And that with the invention of time, they were able to then set time zones in the world. That somebody actually invented time zones based on the railway system, so that the rails would run at a particular time and they would be at 2 o'clock in New York, and then at 6 o'clock it would be in Chicago, and whatever the case may be. But there was no such thing as time zones before that. This is in the early 1900s. So it's kind of interesting when you think about the fact that time and time zones didn't even really have a big impact on daily life until just probably the last couple of 100 years. That things were just like, well, I'll see you tomorrow, or I'll catch you in the morning. There wasn't a specific time involved with any one of those things. So if you think about that, then patience is actually, they always say patience is a virtue, right? Patience is actually a state of being. It's not something you can strive to be patient. It's literally a way of being. If you're patient, you're patient. Like, I find myself a very patient person in many regards now. And maybe it's because I'm older too. And I can look back on things and realize, I was worried about certain things happening a certain way or a certain time. And you know what? It always worked out. So some of it just comes from living life. Hey, Deanna. So, hey, Jim. So I think that, patience is actually, it says it on the chart that I've been going off of. It says be patient. And I think the important part is just be. So kind of a little bit of a play on words, I guess, is what I'm going to call it. But being patient is actually just a state of being okay with whatever's happening right then and there and being present in that present moment. So I really like the idea of that being one of the habits of happiness. And for the time being, and that we can all do our very best each day, and that every day is the same for some people. And if it's staying at home and being quarantined or taking your own personal retreat, depending on how you want to look at it, you can always change your thoughts, and that can change your attitude, and that can change what happens for the next moment and the next period of time that you're being present to yourself. So, hey, Joni. So I think that's one of the things that I think about with being patient. It is a difficult thing to get to that place, to just be. But it has helped me in many ways. Hey, Kim. I know that for me, being patient is not a struggle any longer. I don't have to work at it anymore. It kind of just is who I am now. But it didn't come something I had to be very aware of for many, many years when I wasn't patient, to recognize it and then kind of, as they say, step back, take a breath from a different perspective, that kind of thing. Or recognize that it's going to take care of itself when it does, that everything has its due time for moving forward, or nothing ever stays still. Okay, so nothing ever really stays still. We're always in motion. So one of the things that's important to recognize is that you're always moving forward in understanding, in knowing yourself, in understanding how the world maybe works and the way that you view it. And I think that's all part of how you can get to that place where you can be present to yourself 90% of the time, or as much as you can, or might not happen. I think being patient is a good one for today anyway, trying to figure out how they're going to, open up businesses again and things like that. I think people are still going to be a little concerned, even after they do. Seems like nobody definitive statement on, the transmission of this virus. But I also think that, more will be revealed as we continue to move through each day, that we will have some clarity. And certainly, the old saying of, it's always talking in the rearview mirror. I want to mention that today is Happiness Laughter Day or something like that. I saw it on a calendar somewhere. It's National or World Laughter Day. So make sure you find something happy and to laugh about today, if you can. And it could be something simple as, hey, we're not out of toilet paper. So that's a good thing. We're all happy we're not out of toilet paper. And I just think there's so many gifts that are the virus being worldwide, that perhaps we can take a real good look at, all the ways to impact the world in a different way. Let's get rid of this greediness. Let's get rid of this not caring about the planet. Let's get rid of all types of abuses. There's so much in the world that is not pretty, and I do recognize that that's out there. But I think for the majority of us, and I think for most people, there is beauty in so many areas if you just look for it. I think that's the key, is to focus on what you can do and to focus on the beauty that is there. So that allows me to have a little bit more time to be patient, that all of this is always a process. Any types of big earth changes do come about, and that's okay because it takes time to acclimate. Just like as if you're losing weight, if you lost 50 pounds in one day, your body wouldn't know what to do with it, you know? And so everybody has to do it slowly or gain it slowly, whatever the case may be. But nothing happens overnight. It all takes time to get to that place. So we can give the world a little bit more time of ourselves being present to it and following through on taking good care of ourselves as best we can, the best we know how, and being patient with other people. I think sometimes this is causing a lot of people to have a lot of stress and anxiety and fears. So if possible, you know, if somebody's highly tensed up about, you know, when are we going back? When are we going to do this? When are we going to do that? If you can help them to kind of de-stress or calm back down to a place where they feel comfortable again, I think that's a gift. So you can pass that on. Anyways, I'm going to sign off in the usual manner. So here we are. The sun is always shining, guys. It's always taking good care of us, just like our Creator, just like universal intelligence takes good care of us. And I will talk to you guys again tomorrow with another Habit for Happiness. Signing off for now. Love y'all. Talk again soon. Bye for now.